It's a poison. That doesn't help the stress level. No, don't do it. Get a grip. This stupid video I just showed you. I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show. It's donkey. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks. We are back in our routine. I'm back in the dungeon. We're ready to get after it. Just really interesting feeling at this tailgate and at the game in South Bend in general, just surrounding the game. These are weird times, weird vibes. I just, it's just so darn frustrating, kind of where Notre Dame finds themselves. It really is. And so we have a lot to get to because I was in South Bend. We didn't do a post-game call-in show. So I'm whenever we do this and it's the tailgate weekend, I'm always behind. Didn't do the post-game call-in show. I want to hear from you guys and what you think. And I'm wondering where you're at with everything. You got a win you desperately needed. I don't know if you feel better about the defense or not. Like you got the win you needed desperately. You got it. You did. And it wasn't particularly close yet. And still defensive frustrations remain. And first and foremost, starting with Freeman. And we need to talk about that. And I'm excited to talk with Mike about that on Monday Night Raw. Haven't really, I'm all behind in my routine and everything. I'm going to get on Raw tonight with Mike, and we're going to go through that presser. And Freeman's frustrated. You could feel it. And it's an interesting place to be. And so we have a lot to get over. I want to take your calls. I feel bad. I'm not able to be two places at once. And so I feel bad I wasn't able to do the post-game call-in show, and I want to hear what you guys think. And what this is setting up for what the Arkansas game's going to be. And that's where after today, this is all going to turn into, to me, it's Ash's last stand against Arkansas. And that's where I want today to be giving you guys your time to go over Purdue since I didn't offer the post-game show. And then I want the rest of this to turn into this Arkansas thing. And it's going to, that's going to dictate whether Notre Dame can right the ship or if this thing is spiraling in a very bad way. And Arkansas has their own problems. And again, I'm not going to get into it today. I want this to be about Purdue. You need your opportunity to go over what you think about this game. But I'm working ahead to this Arkansas thing, and that's where I'm at. It needs to be Ash's last stand. And if you end up losing a game in Arkansas primarily on the defense side of the ball, you're in a real bad place. And so that's where the rest of this week is setting up for me in my mind. But I want to go over a little bit of the tailgate, give some thank yous, couple shout outs, get to your messages. And we already got a bunch of calls. So I need to get through this, shut up, and give you guys your time. And we'll go from there. It is nice to be back with you. It throws me off when I'm off my routine and I'm just wasn't able to provide you guys what you're usually what you're used to. And so thanks for being here. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it, subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni out as well. Notifications on it way you don't miss a thing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or Always Irish Inc. Emails Always Irish at gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want it, you can get it. If you just saw me in person, then I don't blame you if you don't want to see my face. Who could blame you for that? The call-in lines, you know what it is. 312-900-8815. You dialed up, tell Uncle Yanni all you've heard and seen. Notre Dame on SI, you can read all about it there. Patreon.com/Always Irish. Man, we got a good team. We got everything covered, man. I'm so happy with the way this Patreon thing, the team we built, everyone has their own, like their specialty, and it all just blends together in one place. You get a little bit of everything you need. Goolsby and I did a great job on YouTube on the channel last night, breaking it all down. And then after that, Jack Sullivan did, him and Goolsby recorded a recruiting video about the 26 commits. We got Raw tonight. We have film breakdown coming the rest of the week from Purdue. I'm telling you, everybody's working hard over there. We're pumping out the content, and I'm pumped up about it. Thanks to everybody who's been over there. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it is a shame Angeli got hurt, especially the way he's been playing, whipping the ball around. They're beating up on Clemson. They beat up, even after Angeli left the game, they beat up on them. You ain't the only big-time program with like playoff aspirations that has problems. Clemson's got problems too. It doesn't make me feel any better about ours, but Clemson's got problems too. I can see it now. I can see it now that the Arkansas Notre Dame game, the race to 50, whoever scores 50 first, probably going to win. I don't like this kind of Notre Dame. This is not a brand of Notre Dame football that I enjoy. The offensive side, sure, but not the defensive. It's not a brand you like. It's too. When you're doing that, you got to score 40 or 50 to win and everything, whatever, man. It's just, that ain't a consistent way to live, I don't think. Not for Notre Dame anyways. You got to. Oh, this is just tough. It's tough. All right, first things first. I need to do this. Thanks to everyone who came to the tailgate. Everybody who helped set up for the tailgate. Everybody who came to the tailgate. A lot of people spent a lot of money in August to be able to come to this game. And you were thinking we were going to be, playoff contenders and in the hunt, everything. A lot of people paid a lot of money in August before anything bad happened to make sure they were there for that tailgate. Man, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Everybody that made an effort to be there, people that helped set up, Mikey Poles, we missed you. Everybody that helped set up. Adam and Tiffany Dowling helped me out a lot with a lot of the logistics and the food and stuff like that. I can't thank them enough. Everybody that came, it was just great to see everybody and for us all to be together. The only thing you could do is just be together, man. Like, everyone's frustrated. You could see it. You could feel it. You could cut it. You could cut the air with the anxiety. You could just tell people were in a rough spot, man. I always say I feel Notre Dame more than anything else. I feel Notre Dame, man. We pulled off that toll road. There was no juice. We pulled off that toll road and there was just no juice. Like, I don't want to say people were going through the motions. Like, everybody had a good time at all the tailgates in the North lot. People were rocking. Like, we did our part. Everybody had fun together, but there's a limit to what the vibe can be when you're an 0-2 team that was supposed to be good. And it was just really, really hard. It was just hard. And a lot of people were in a really rough spot. I'm telling you, man, I would just walk up to people and just give them a hug, man. I hugged like 50 people, like 50 or 60 people. A warm embrace. Nothing needs to really be said. And I could see it in people's faces, the frustration and the pain. And I just go up to them and give them a hug. And everybody knows how everybody feels, man. It was just, it was tough. Tommy and Carissa, handcrafted gifts. I got to go through, show some on the air. Jake Carr, the main man Martinez, Clark, everybody who brought stuff. I hope you guys know. You don't have to bring me no gift. I just want you to come and drink a couple beers, man. Come and drink a couple beers. It was But it was these people that come to this tailgate are so nice. Everyone's so nice. Everybody gets along. Everybody's getting to know each other. There are like regulars that are always going to be there, but everybody's getting to know each other. God bless my mom. Best idea we've had is for her to have name tags, and everybody puts their YouTube screen name on there. So then you're walking around, you're like, oh, Jay Carr, Mark with glasses, Tex ND, Adam Dowling, like Rudy, all of these people Homer TD, all these people you're able to just see the name tag. And then you feel like you know the people because you're remembering all these interactions. Like, it's just great. It really is a good time. Everybody did a great job. And we had a fantastic tailgate. We did our part. Yeah, the Neps were here. C-Nep, everybody, man. It was great to see everyone. Lee, I'm still wearing my name tag. So some people gave me a couple really unique, cool things. I'm going to show those on the air later in the week. I'm behind. I'm just behind in everything. So content, I'm behind. Writing, I'm behind. Everything's like a day or two behind because of being in South Bend. When I unpack everything, I'm going to show some of the cool stuff people gave me. I think you guys are going to like. And so that's kind of how that went. I was just frustrated because it didn't have the vibe that I wanted it to have. And it's none of our fault. We all did our part. And it's just, there's a cap to the excitement level you're able to feel when you're an 0-2 team. And that's just, it is what it is. But you get my vibe of how everything was going to feel was spot on, man. Everybody had a good time. There's just a limit to the excitement, man. When you're 0-2 and you have these big worries, there's just a limit to the excitement. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I really appreciate everybody coming. And you got the win you needed to get. Here's the last thing I'm going to say. Then super chats. Then we'll go to the calls. You got the win you needed to get. And the offense put up a lot of points and whatever, right? A lot of running room. What was it? 254 yards, Price 4 TDs. CJ Carr didn't even throw that much. What was he? 10 to 12? Like, they didn't throw a lot, right? Like, made it count when he did. You got the win you needed. It's the defense I don't feel any better about the pass defense. And you still gave up too many points to that bad team. And you tightened it up in the second half. You got a couple interceptions, but you still gave up way too much. And the same confusion and problems and open spots in his zone with no Notre Dame defender near it and getting burned over the top. It's just, you wanted to say, I would like to see Notre Dame really like hold this team down that doesn't have a ton of talent to make you feel a little better about the defense. I don't feel better about the pass defense. I don't. You don't get enough pressure, and you just don't defend anything. I don't feel good about it. And Arkansas is going to be, that's it, man. You're either going to save this thing and pull it together, or you're looking at a third loss already, and I don't even want to know where we got to go from there. Because you're going to face some teams that can move the ball. You better figure this out. And Arkansas is in a bad, dark place too. You think you got problems? They're in a bad place too. The way they lost their last game, they're in a bad place too. They're in a bad mood. They want to fire their coach. The vibes are bad. The vibes are negative. You could argue if you had to go on the road to Arkansas, might be the best time to do it because they are miserable and it's going to be a noon start and they're in a bad mood and they don't think they're good. They're not feeling themselves. So, it might be, if you had to go to Arkansas, you could argue this might be the best time because they are down and out and miserable. I've been consuming some of their media and they are pissed off. They're in a bad mood and they're real upset. So there ain't going to be some electric SEC vibe where they think they're good. You don't have that. So it might be a really good time to take that road trip to the SEC. And it's not even a night game where everybody's drunk. Might be a good time to go there if you have to go there. But if the defense lets you down in this one, I don't know where you go from there. I don't know where you go from there. So let's do a couple super chats. Again, I don't mean to leave anyone out, but man, we had a good time. Just thank you guys so much for the kind words, all the camaraderie, everybody, man. You guys are great. You guys are great. Okay, I need to get through the chat so you guys can have your time. You deserve it. I'm sorry I missed. I just can't be two places at once. Slip Mahoney, $20 hollers for pain and suffering. Is this guy still falling on the defense side of the ball? Yes. And that is another key frustration that I have right now is I do feel like that offense it's getting fun to watch, man. I need that line to come together a little bit more. I know everybody's down on Knapp or whatever, but that offense is starting to be really fun with the two backs that you like, a more effective passing quarterback, and a guy like Fields out there. Like, it's a more fun offense. It's getting fun. You're putting up points. Carr it looks like he's gaining confidence by the week. But defensively, the sky is falling. You can't trust anything. And here's why this feels so bad. That's what you used to lean on. That's what you used to rely on. You didn't know what Notre Dame was going to do on offense, but you used to go into every game going, I know that defense is going to keep us right in this ball game. And they're going to give us a chance to win because I know I can rely on that defense, put together a winning effort. You can no longer say that. You can no longer say that. And when you can no longer rely on that and say that, everything is in question every week. Everything is in question. Every game is losable when you're playing like it just has you floating in no man's land. Second most points given up in a 3-game span. And the two that are like there with you are 07 and 16, and you won 3 games and 4 games. That's the level you're at defensively. You have offenses that are going to prevent you from being that, only winning 3 or 4 games. But when your points allowed through 3 games has you up with 07 and 16, 2 of the worst years we've ever seen, you have real problems. You have real problems on that side of the ball. And I know you lost all your captains and whatever, or good players on that. There is enough talent on the Notre Dame defense that is not an excuse to go from first to nearly worst in all these statistical categories. It's just you have real problems. It's stark. You have real problems, bro. Real problems. Tom, Taylor Green, 4th best QBR, not confident with their defense. Yeah, it's Ash's last stand. It is his last stand. So you better put it all together. Your boy Marcus Freeman is clearly annoyed. Almost blew his stack in the presser and kept it together. It's the closest I've seen that guy to getting going off the PR script. Like, he is feeling the frustration. There's no easy answers. My main man, Martinez, first guy I saw when we pulled into town, walking through the parking lot, knew it was him right away. Always Irish family. Can't wait to hear your takes. Man, it was so great meeting you. And thank you for all the stuff you brought. That guy brought stuff for the whole family. Brought stuff for me, my daughter, a wife. Everybody got something. Like, the generosity at this thing was outrageous. You guys are such a great group, man. Such nice people. The dong. I said before the game, if Purdue scores more than 20, the defense didn't make any improvements. Watching the game, you could tell they didn't. Is Freeman going to do anything? I don't know. But time is running out. Because if you lose to Arkansas, this is spiraling into a real dark place. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, man. This is going to be tough. $5 holler from Adam. Freeman did make one adjustment. He didn't wear that shirt with the stupid leprechaun. That's an improvement. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Nikki Dean, always, it's good to be heard and seen by Nikki Dean. I love seeing you guys. Thanks for coming. I almost bought Johnny one of them shirts at the bookstore. Would he wear it? Absolutely not. It's against all I believe in to wear a cartoon leprechaun when we're the Fighting Irish. No. You could probably pay me an amount and I'd do it. But we're the Fighting Irish. We're not the cartoon version of it. No, I don't like it. $2 holler. Give me one good reason Ash still has a job. I don't know. And I got a video coming out tomorrow going over some of that. So I'm going to let that hang because I got a video tomorrow just about that coming out. Recorded it late last night. $5 holler from the rotate. After Purdue, the fan base is in a good spot. We all now agree on who the problem is. The fact that the offense is what it is makes 1,000 times. Well, again, you have this frustration of you feel like the Notre Dame's offense is starting to get like more dynamic and can attack you more ways or whatever. And like you have a quarterback that can make all the throws. That's the frustration, right? When you feel that about the offense, the defense regresses more than my hairline. So it's just, it's frustrating, man. Man. The tailgate was amazing. Yeah, it was just great to see everybody. Tex ND. Hope everybody had trouble-free travel home from the tailgate. It was a pleasure seeing all you attended. Finally got to meet Renee and Phil and others. Yeah, man, it was great. Thanks to Johnny and his family and Adam Dowling, man. Hey, we put together a good party. We did the best we could to provide the vibe. There's just a cap on how much energy there could be in a parking lot when you're 0-2. Sorry, Mark, good to see you as well. My reaction, whatever. Yeah. And the other thing is, the first two games were weird the way they went and ended, and then this one was weird because of the storm delay. Is this just going to be one of those years that operates in the ether of weirdness and frustration? Mark, I was more impressed with the tailgate than the game, if you ask me. It was always good to have a Rudiger there. Can't wait to hear Hank tell his class this morning. My mom was doing shots. That's okay, Rudy. That's okay. You're allowed. It was a tailgate. A tailgate, the golf course. Those are two places you could take shots early in the morning and nobody judges you. Ryan Roll, it was good to see everybody makes life better. Yeah, all we could do is be together, man. All we could do is be together. Tex ND. As always, the Kennedy family makes me feel like I'm one of them. Always appreciate John, Andrew, Tim, and Jill. They really do make everybody feel like a part of the Always Irish family. That's the vibe here, man. That's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. Tex ND. Callers, I'm coming to you. I want to hit these notes from the tailgate. Takeaway from the visit. Surprised how little the fans are wearing the new logo. Barely any merch at the bookstore either. I don't think it's going to last long. Good. Josh, good to see you as well. I needed that hug, Josh. Good morning, everybody. Thanks again, John, Adam, Tiffany, and everybody for the tailgate. It was a great time. Lee, thanks for being here. It was great meeting everybody. Man, I'm just glad. Ski foot. I'm bummed. I was at the game, asked two bus drivers to go to the north field, and they had no clue. Well, North Field probably confused them because there's a North Field in the white lot, and there's the North lot, and those are different things. And you know how I know that? Because when I bought my parking passes, they sent me the wrong ones, and it was for the white lot and not white lot, North Field, not North lot. I don't need these extra complications, especially when I got defensive concerns. So my wife and I missed tailgate. That's okay. We'll have more. $5 holler V1 rotate. Are you now allowed to stand up in ND Stadium without getting yelled at? Yeah, after the rain delay, because everybody could have their own section with nobody around them. John, are you concerned that for the second year in a row we have a kicker with an injury? Seems like there's a strength and conditioning problem. I don't know about that. Let me put it this way. I have so many bigger picture concerns right now than that it's like it registers to me, but on a lower level because I have so much bigger existential concerns, such as the part of your team that used to be your biggest strength is now your biggest weakness overnight, and I'm not okay with it. $2 holler from Rodney. Good to see you as always, Rodney. Good to see you as always, buddy. $5 holler. Arkansas has over 500 yards of offense in every game, average 552. It's going to be a shootout. Notre Dame plays Big 12 football 5-10 years ago. That's insulting, and I hate it, and you're right. It's insulting. I detest it, and you're absolutely correct. I don't know what else to say. They score up. They're going to put – ooh. This might be a battle of who makes mistakes because I just think people are going to score all over the place. Arkansas could be ran on, but they put up a lot of points, and that quarterback could be dangerous. You're going to have to win another shootout, and you're putting a lot of pressure on a young quarterback to win shootouts every single week because you can't play no defense. That's the thing, man. You're putting so much pressure on this young kid, extra pressure that there shouldn't be because he knows if we don't score every time, we're losing. It is just It's so insulting that this is where Notre Dame's operating. It's so hurtful, man. Mike, $5 holler. Thank you for welcoming my wife and I to the tailgate. It was great meeting you and everybody. Man, it was just, I love meeting new people. I love meeting the old people. $10 holler. Greatest tailgate in the land for the greatest program in the land by the greatest podcast in the land. Renee, it was just great seeing you, buddy. Everybody's still talking about you at the tailgate. Everybody had such a good time meeting you. And the other thing is, I got some GoPro footage, and then my mom goes around and takes pictures of all the different people. I'm going to try and go through all that as soon as I can. I had to get my articles caught up and do everything I had. Somebody gave me their phone, and they said, hey, talk to this guy. I said, who is it? And they said, it's Omar. So I talked to Omar in the parking lot on the phone. I talked to Omar. He's like, I can't see you right now, but I think you're looking handsome, brother. So anyways, I'll post some of the footage and the pictures as soon as I can. When I unpack all my boxes, I'll highlight some of the stuff that people gave me that I think you guys would like to see. Some really unique Notre Dame stuff. And then we'll turn this thing to Arkansas. Okay. I'm all caught up on the chats. I'm all caught up on my little speech here. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. Let's do this. We're going to start with Main Man Martinez. We'll go to Chicago's very own after that. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. What's up, Renee?
Hey, buddy, are you got my clear? Can you hear me?
It's not the worst. It's not the best.
Here, hold on a second. Sorry. Hey, real quick, and I'm going to be right in, right out, Johnny. Thank you to everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody just really, really great time, man. Really great vibe considering the situation we're in. It was something that, you know, really needed to go down. It's like you said, it's great when we're all winning, but it's more important when we're together when we're losing. I talked to Josh yesterday for about an hour as I was driving home after I flew into Salt Lake, and it's about football time now. I'm gonna get to business. You know what? I listened to the show and I listened to Goolsby, and I agree with him on some things. But you know, he said about Junior probably not being the pass rush guy, but every time Junior's in, they double team him. So every time they double team him, that opens up for somebody else to be open to make a play to get that pass rush, so our DBs can, you know, cover who they need. I personally think they need to go to a 3-3-5. You know what I mean? Or a 4-3-4, man. But like now that the tailgate's over, we have the fun. It's all about business, man. Like, cause now, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about playoffs, but I just wanted to get over meeting you guys and being back on campus was amazing and really blessed. Hey, I'm really blessed to be back over there, man, with the people I love, with the people that I know. The vibe was amazing, but it's time for business, homie.
Yeah.
Like every game is crucial, and Freeman knows this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so let me ask you, do you feel any better after getting the win? Like you got off the schneid, you won a game, like the offense looked like it's going to score, like you're going to do whatever. Like, do you feel a little better, or is that defense have you worried, man? This Arkansas team can put up yards and points on you if you ain't careful. They can. That quarterback can.
You know what? I'm not worried about our players. I'm worried about how he's calling the defense. And as far as the offense is going to have to put up 40 points. I'm not worried about the offense, man. They're going to put up what they need to. But yeah, man, seeing that defense live, you know, Josh was at the game. I went to the game after the tailgate. I'm like, God, they look confused. It's not an offense. You don't need to run in new plays every game, every play. It's the defense. Set a damn coverage. Go with it. Because what he's doing every other series, he's swapping out the personnel. So the defense knows, so the offense knows, hey, they got their man coverage in now. Oh, they got their this coverage in now. It's predictable. Their defense is predictable. And that's why I said, like, I just wanted to get to campus, see you guys, love you guys. That's why I stayed positive. And I'm going to stay positive, Johnny. Like, you met me in person. I'm going to stay positive. I know that Freeman's going to do what he needs to do, man, because if he doesn't, his you know what I mean? Last year was last year, man.
Yeah.
But this dude's going to destroy what it took him 4 years to build, 5 years. Remember, he's been there 5 years now. What it's taken him 5 years, that's half of a decade to build. This dude's going to destroy it in 3 effing games. And Freeman's got to make that move here soon. And I'm going to tell you guys, bro, it's not that I know everything, but I spoke to Junior's sister after the Sun Bowl, and this face at the outside product, his mom wanted to come home after his sophomore year. And I'll tell you, if he leaves, you better kiss those other Polynesian kids goodbye, bro, because I know them dudes. I grew up with them. I'm close to a lot of them. My best friends are them, bro. Them dudes travel tight. I did time with them, bro. And they may fight on the streets or amongst each other, but when there's a few of them, they have a close knit. And if Junior leaves, bro, because last year he had a breakout season because of this dude, kiss the rest of them goodbye, man. I'm just saying it. But Johnny, I'm going to stay positive. Hey, great to meet you guys, man. Sorry I got to be so quick. It's Monday, man. Back to the grind. I love you, buddy. I'm confident in the offense, but he better hurry up and take care of this defense because in person, yeah, man, it looks worse than what we thought, buddy. I love you, Johnny. Onward, Notre Dame, buddy.
Have a good one. He's representing his fellow Polynesians out west in Utah or whatever. Isn't Junior like on it? Isn't he? How much eligibility does he have left? How much? Right? There you go. Tim Ide. Junior's a senior graduating. Yeah, it's man, it was just nice meeting Renee. It was just nice meeting that guy in person. I really had fun doing that. It was great. Chicago's very own Tom Frawley. What's going on? 415 Rodney 949-618. You're all coming up. Tom, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, John. I was thinking about you when the lightning delay came, and I said, "Oh God, you've got to be pulling your hair out because I know what that's like. I was there for that
South Florida
game. Yeah, that was a nightmare.
It was.
At least they saw concessions, right? But they said on the radio that the concession stands cut off sales during the rain delay.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Wouldn't know. Already on my way home. I wasn't going to sit through all that. No, you're out of your mind. I was already on the toll road. There's no way. At 0-2 against this Purdue team, there's no way I was staying in town. We did a great tailgate, and I'm trying to get home and write my articles. So I was not there. No. Can't answer that. Not interested. No.
No, because they were saying that, and I was like, I could see if they cut off beer sales because that crowd would have got ugly. But yeah, that's not a fun place to sit. And you're just going through those. But listen, so if Ryan Roberts is listening this morning, I'd like him to jump on because he put up a Facebook or a Instagram reel yesterday of his recap of the game. And there was a conversation amongst what seemed to be domers. They weren't Subway alumni. These were connected domers that were talking about the Ash Freeman situation.
Okay.
One guy gets on there and he says that he's got it on good authority from somebody that works in the athletic administration, let's call it that it was Bavacqua's decision to hire Ash. And I'm thinking to myself, well, first off, that sounds like a load of shit.
Why?
Right?
But why would a career TV executive be in the position to gauge something that important over the head coach that is a defensive guy? How does that make any sense? What's the theory? What's the theory there?
Here's my point of bringing that up. And I answered the guy. I said, look, if that is true, then Notre Dame football is in a terrible state. Okay? I'll tell you that right now. I said, secondly, if you're the head football coach at the University of Notre Dame or Purdue or McNeese State, you're in charge of that football program. You go to the athletic directors for support. This is what I need to keep the program rolling. And let him do what he's got to do. You're an administrator. You're a businessman. You don't know this. But this drives me crazy with the domers. And I don't mean to offend any Notre Dame graduates or fellow Subway alumni. but the Notre Dame fan base, the shit that they talk sometimes when it just deviates from the football itself. It's craziness. So you look at the game, right, and you see what's going on, and to Renee Martinez's point, you see the defense, the different types of substitutions they're making. I just don't know if they know how to evaluate the best talent, because clearly they're not putting the best talent on the field. You know, Denbrock's pretty much got it sorted out on the offensive side of the ball. Well, if you're the head football coach at University of Notre Dame, Holtz has done this in the past, where you take control of that situation. You start to, the cancer's already there, right? That means to me that what are they doing in practice? What are the defensive backs with Mickens doing with Ash? Those kids have got to be so confused, because it's paralysis by overanalysis. You could still see it when they're out in the field and they're trying to play the stupid cover two underneath, I don't know what it is, whatever zone they're playing, and they're checking out of it. You can see the linebackers talking back, get back, get over.
Yeah.
You know, and it's still football. It's deep middle and the deep thirds, right? You got to cover the deep middle of the field, which means 15 yards south of the line of scrimmage, right? That's where the deep middle begins. Why do they keep throwing the ball there? Because it's open.
That's a good reason.
I don't understand. Yeah.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
No, okay, Tom.
Take...
Tom, let me ask you this. And this is something I was thinking about yesterday. I was thinking about this yesterday. We're all very frustrated with the Ash experience and how it's going and whatever.
Oh my God.
But is there, for as much credit and credibility as we've been giving Mickens, is there anything he could do to help his unit be in a better spot? Because we gave that guy a ton of kudos. A lot of people wanted him to be the DC.
You know what?
Look at what he's done with recruiting and development and what a good unit you have. Is there anything he could do to try and offset the Ash disaster? Because it doesn't feel like it right now. I don't know, Tom. I don't know.
Interestingly enough, Marcus Freeman got interviewed in the halftime period, we'll call it, during the
break,
during the delay.
Yeah.
And he mentioned the fact that they have iPads now on the sidelines, which I was unaware of. And it's good to know that. So now you've got all that extra time leading up to going back to playing the game. So you got to believe the position coaches like Al Washington and Mickens on defense, they're sitting there with their position groups, and they're showing them, look, guys, you're out of position here. Just come up a little. Yeah, shade this guy's shoulder. Come up, play in this part of the field. If you see this, if you see this certain formation, your body needs to be here. That kind of thing. They could make the adjustments on the fly. Well, it seemed to me that those adjustments were made, and they seem to be a little bit of a better defense in the second half. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, they started to get pressure. And one of the things that I saw, and this will bear out in the film, that when Tim Hyde and Goolsby and Clark go after it, if you see how our defensive ends line up, they're lining up sometimes on the inside shoulder of the tackle or the tight end. They're almost in the gap. They need to be on that outside shoulder. It's stuff like that that drives me crazy. Now, if we could see this, and if Hyde, Goolsby, and Clark can see the deficiencies, how in God's name can't Marcus Freeman and Mickens see the deficiencies? That's what drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
I mean, you're getting paid $11 million a year to be the head football coach of Notre Dame, and you hire this moron under whatever guy, and that's the other thing. They're saying that Marcus Freeman's got to cut his ties with Tressel and with and with Urban Meyer. Cut those ties.
Yeah. It is frustrating. I'm sick.
sorry.
Every time you ask how we ended up in this position, I hear, well, Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer recommended the guy. Well, that doesn't mean Freeman had to listen to him. Like, what does that mean? Okay, thanks for recommending a guy, but that doesn't mean it's gospel. Like, it's all so frustrating. And I refuse, I refuse to believe that Bavacqua was like, you're going to hire this guy. Like, Woody, bro, you've been working you've been working in TV 25 years. What do you know about how to pick a DC? You've been working in TV.
My God. When I read that on Ryan Roberts's, I read it on the comments of his post he put up last night. And I went, this is how crazy people get. They got enough time and they think they know the game well enough to say something ridiculous like that. Conspiracy theory BS.
When you are bad, when you're having bad times, the conspiracy theories are coming out. They're coming out. Tom, there are people on Twitter now with fake accounts that are putting out blatant lie. I saw one this morning that said Notre Dame fires Chris Ash and people are reacting to it and it's a dummy account. People are getting crazy with it. And I don't know if they're just breaking mentally and lashing out, but now there's and it's just you needed to avoid this. Yeah. So Tom, what do you do now? I mean, Arkansas is going to whip the ball around. They're going to throw it 50 times.
Every time, every football team that I've ever been on or cared about that has had problems, the coaching staff usually circles the wagons and they go right back to fundamentals. Let's get our fundamentals right. Let's make sure that we could make tackles. No more Christian Gray throwing a shoulder.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, break yourself down, make a tackle. Take courage to make a good tackle.
Hey, I'm breaking down. I know that. I'm having a breakdown every week. So there's my breakdown.
Dear Lord.
So here's the
this is fundamental football. So when and that leads to the other thing. Evidently they're not as physical in the preseason.
Yeah.
And in practices anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's got to change.
Yeah.
You got to go there. At least you have to go live. You have to go live and scrimmage hard at least some of the time so these guys can get the feel of the game.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's not a natural thing to make a tackle. It's not natural. Now, you can learn how to do it, but you have to have that instinct to want to put somebody on their ass.
Yeah. And
you have to be in a good athletic position. It's timing. And if you don't have your timing down and you're not breaking down fundamentally and you're not working on fundamentals, then what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
So I just think I think they could conceivably, they could make some talent evaluation. And I would now you're not playing in the steam bath that was Miami on the 31st of July, right?
Yeah.
So as the weather gets cooler, right, you won't need to. You put your best 11 on the field most of the time and make sure. And I understand the whole. I understand the substitution thing. You got to have fresh legs.
Yeah.
Someplace, but you can't take your best. And Tim Hyatt has been railing on about this for weeks now. How in God's name do they not see that Drake Bowen isn't getting it done? Yeah, he's made two big hits in the last 2 weeks.
It's true.
Because the guys ran right into him. And he broke down and he made a good tackle. He's getting burned.
Yep.
On every other play.
Yep.
How do they not see that? And you got KVA. That kid has got it. He's got the stones to play a linebacker. and he's got cat-like reflex that a linebacker needs to have. I don't know how the coaching staff doesn't see that.
I know it's Tom.
Fun.
There's a lot going on that people are trying to figure out here. There's a lot going on that people are trying to figure out. Tom, God bless you, man. Thanks for calling. We missed you. People were asking about you. It's good to be missed.
Yeah,
maybe I'll be back for USC and then for Blue and Gold. Maybe you could get over there, one of those. But thanks for holstering your thoughts, joining us, and then maybe we'll see you on Raw tonight over on Patreon.
Yeah, go Irish. I'm looking for. And by the way, those guys do such a fabulous job.
Yeah,
it's just the education we get as football fans. You know, there's so many things that I've forgotten about the game that these guys remind me of every time they have a film session. And you know, the game has changed dramatically over the years, and you know, a lot of different the nomenclature and a lot of different phrases that they use, but it's still basically the same game, but there's things that are new, and it's always great to get their input. So thanks to Tim Hyde, Goolsby, Clark, and Sullivan for his
I appreciate it.
Your show has really got, and I've told everybody in my circle of influence to start tuning in on the Patreon wall because it's well worth it. Nobody covers it like you.
Thanks a lot, Tom. I really appreciate you, buddy. Have a good one in the old city of Chicago there. Chicago's very own. Okay, couple chats came in. We'll go back to the calls. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. Robert says, Angeli tore his Achilles. Yeah, that was very awkward and weird the way it looked. And it's a shame because he was putting together a good year, whatever. And Achilles is a tough recovery. Like, that's the year, isn't it? Clearly, I'm not a doctor, but I mean, you're done. Isn't an Achilles a very long, painful recovery? I mean, so there goes that. I guess you beat Clemson on the way out, but that's a tough one. He was having a really strong year, and there goes that. So you feel for the kid. He leaves to get an opportunity. Think about it. He fights his way through Notre Dame, leaves, finally gets a chance to be the starter and have an offense built around him, and then this happens. Football can be really cruel sometimes. It really just can. It really can be. Oh, man. This is, 80s guy. We went over this. Notre Dame's allowed 98 points in the first 3 games. The second worst scoring defense. I'm telling you, the only years that are in the ballpark of 98 are 07 and 16, and you won 3 and 4 games. I believe 07, it was 102 points, and then 16 was 96. So one worse, one better by a couple points there. That's bad company to keep. I wrote about it early this morning when I got up. That's bad company to keep. What a total nightmare. Andrew Gilmore, Petrino's not dumb. He's not going to run the ball unless it's the QB. He's going to throw it 50 times against ND. Gray and Dallas Golden have targets on their back. I'm telling you, your only hope, I think, is to consistently send pressure and then just deal with it. Like, that's where I think you're just going to have to send more pressure, and it's either going to be hit or miss, and you're going to get burned by it, or you're going to make plays by it. Like, you can, especially with the lack of pressure we get defensively with just our defensive front, you cannot just sit there and let things happen. You can't. How much is on Ash? How much is on the players? How much is on Freeman? Yes, yes, and yes. I don't know. What do you want to do? A third, and a third? Freeman hired the guy that ruined the best part of the program. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to parse this out. Freeman hired the guy. That's a problem. The players aren't performing well. That's a problem. And Ash, he's got a BBG-ish type look on his face, and I don't like it. And the numbers bear that out. Did you see Ash was having headset issues? Yeah. You know the headset issue he needs to have? Somebody said they need to put him up in the booth because I'm sick of looking at whatever. You need to put him up there, put his radio channel on a different channel, and then whenever he's calling the defense, it's not going. He thinks it's reaching the field, but it isn't or something. Let him think that he's doing all this when Freeman's running it or something, but he thinks his calls are coming through. Homer TD, $5 Thanks, John. No, thank you, Tony. I know it's a big ask to get to Notre Dame for where you live a couple weeks in a row. And it meant the world to my family that you were there for the tailgate, man. We love you. Our whole family loves you. And it was really, really good to have you there. It was really, really good to have you there. Oh, man. Adam, what's going on? If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Good morning, my man. Good to talk to you. I really wish I was there for the tailgate. Even under the circumstances, it would have been good to give you guys high fives and hugs, but it sounds like you guys had a great time.
Yeah, man. Hey, we tried to do our best, man. We tried to provide the energy. We had a great group of people there. But it was, there's a cap on the vibe when you pull into town and you're 0-2 and Purdue is the opponent. Like, you could just feel this like undertone of like anxiety and frustration, and you could see it in people's eyes. You could feel it. We did the best we could. We had a good crew. It isn't our fault when you're 0-2 and it's Purdue. That's going to be the vibe, man. That's just what it is.
Oh, no doubt. And let's just call it what it is, which is this is all about momentum, right? We feel momentum on the field. We feel it in the game. We feel it when we're playing. We feel it when we're watching. And that translates over into the crowd. And if we don't have that kind of vibe to be feeding off of, then our momentum goes down. And it's the same thing. And then, unfortunately, it keeps bleeding over into all the other layers of what makes a good college football team or good college football program continue to prosper. And that's in the recruiting, because now the recruits are watching it and they're going, well, why would I want to be a part of this? Right. And then you look at the Miami, Florida game, and Miami had 100 recruits show up to that game. 100. Do you think that would have been happening if we had last year's defense put it down on Miami the way we thought that they were going to be doing this year? I don't think so. So it's just the ebbs and flows of everything. And I think the biggest thing that most people are having a hard time with, especially myself, is the fact that we had such high expectations and not even really high expectations. We just had certain standards that we were set where it was like, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're about. This is our program. This is our culture. This is our this is our brand. And it's been ripped out from us, and we've been catapulted back 8-9 years. And it's just, It's just like we feel like we're in the bizarro land.
I hit that on a video coming out tomorrow. I said something about like there's a unique pain of feeling like regression in an area that you're used to being really, really good now. And like there's some like unique pain of it feeling like you went back 12 years or like longer to where it's just there's something unique about it's losing a part of your identity, right? Like we all became so used to strong defense being one of Notre Dame's identities. And without it, I feel like I'm kind of walking around blind in a way because I don't have that comfort blankie of knowing that I can rely on that defense. It feels like a double insult. You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah.
Oh, dude,
yeah,
it's so
I completely
frustrating.
Know what you mean.
And I know Marcus feels it, man. He was close to popping off and saying what he really thinks at that presser. You could tell he was close and he caught himself, but he was really mad. And I don't know what the solution is. And this is a tough opponent coming up now. They are going to try and throw the ball and expose Notre Dame.
Yeah, and especially coming home after the loss and the way they did lose that game. And the fact that they should have won that game. And it was something where people were picking Memphis to like at least cover, but most certainly not win. And for that to occur in the way in the manner it did, they're going to be coming home. And you know what? The blood's in the water, Jock. I mean, pure and simple, all the teams are looking at it and they're going, oh, okay, no problem. Like, go ahead. You can fix your footwork all you want. You could go ahead and not show us or telegraph, whether or not you're running or gunning or whatever, or passing. But it doesn't matter. Like, go ahead. You can put up your points, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to put up whatever we're going to put up on you. Because if Purdue, John, is going to put 30 on us.
I know.
30.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
Oh gosh.
I know. Dude, and here's what's interesting about this Arkansas game. Both teams are on the ropes, man. Last night, I spent time reading Arkansas media and looked at a couple of their YouTubers. And I honestly can say I've never done that before. I've just never had a reason to. They want Pittman fired. They're mad. They're upset. They're embarrassed. They should have won the last 2 games and they blew it at the end. So you could argue, if ever there was a time to take a road trip to the SEC and play Arkansas, it's a noon or 11 start against them when they are down and out and miserable. So I don't know. Yeah. It's not going to be a crazy vibe there at noon because they're upset and down too. It's just, I am on alert because that offense can score and that quarterback can put up some production. And even in losses, they're putting up big numbers. This needs to be Ash's last stand. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I completely agree with you. And I do not have any issue with letting a coach go mid-season in college or in pros. I could care less, especially with the amount of money that these guys are making. I understand it looks bad upon maybe a coach one way or the other, but here's the deal. Would you rather be sitting in the room while it's burning the entire time, knowing that it's on fire? Yeah. Or would you rather say, you know what, it was a bad decision to go in here.
Put out the fire, deal with it, and move on. And
get out, man. Just do it. It's just accept the fact that it was a mistake. It's not working. And start, even if there's no playoffs or whatever the hell we were talking about, it's the idea that you're starting to use this season to build upon next season. Start getting that defensive coordinator in there, whether it's Mickens or whoever it is, and give them and just say, hey, listen, I don't care what happens. We just need to build upon it and get better. So let's start making it what we know we can make this.
Yeah. And
go from there.
Yeah, it is. It's in. Here's the thing. I was trying to think about this yesterday. I am guilty of this, and I admit it, being overly emotional, overreacting to certain things that happen in the Notre Dame ecosystem. It is not an overreaction. You cannot justify going from literally first to almost worst in all these categories. You're below 100th ranked in all of these major defensive categories that matter. It's not okay. It's not okay. Yeah. And you can't let all the hard work Freeman's done here start to cave in on itself because of one hire. You just can't let that happen. Everybody around here's worked too hard to get to where you ended up last year. To have one bad hire, let it all unravel. You can't do it. And if you let it go too far, it isn't just this year, but it's going to affect recruiting. It's going to start permeating. Yeah. This is just a bad spot to be. There's no good solutions. There's no quick solutions. But I'm telling you, this Arkansas team is going to put up some yards and points, and you better figure out a way to bring more pressure and risk it for the biscuit or get a couple interceptions, score on every possession. You cannot lose 3 out of your first 4. Are you outside your mind?
Well, and John, here's the other one, buddy, is the fact that if we're not getting any pressure up front, right, which is the very first thing I wrote down in my notes when I was watching this game, was where is the pressure? We have 3 freshmen in the backfield. So if you have 3, young minds back there trying to figure it out, they have a new system, new coach. The ones who are the juniors and seniors are starting to seem like they're confused and they're having an issue. The continuity is just not there. And it's a recipe for disaster where you have teams like Purdue putting up 30. Our offense is doing way better. Obviously, CJ Carr is way more comfortable. Our offensive line's holding it on. I love watching Eli Reardon block, and he was doing it with a purpose. It just seemed a little bit more like, okay, we're mid-season, we're ready to go in that manner. And I'll also say on a good note, because I don't want to be all negative about it, the play calling was a lot better. We talked about this back in June about, when we were talking about going against Miami, how it's hey, man, do you just open it up and let Carr go deep off the first one? Why not? And then they didn't do any of that for Miami or Texas A&M. But then here we are with Purdue, very first play. What are we doing? Over the top, And it's is it because of the defense or is it because of the fact that we just took a shot?
Yeah.
I mean, Malachi Fields is a dog. He's a huge dude, utilize the height. So whatever. And the last thing I would say is,
so whatever.
when it comes, oh yeah,
I could hear the disgust. So whatever.
I know.
This is
just
so not
brutal,
where
buddy.
I wanted to be. This is just so where we didn't want to be, man.
Johnny, I was tailgating at the 49er game yesterday, and I talked more about Notre Dame than I did anything about the NFL. Because people were like, oh yeah, I mean, what's happening? And all these different things, and I'm just so frustrated. It's just like, that's all I could think about. And then we got into the Niner game, like, oh yeah, I guess so. Okay, whatever. But the last thing I was going to say is, really looking at scheduling. This is a huge thing to think about because of the fact that we did go really heavy up front. And I know we talked about it all summer, right? Spring and summer. But looking at to next year, they haven't finalized the schedule. We have that Sunday game at Lambeau Field against Wisconsin to make up for that Shamrock series back in the day from 2020.
Yeah.
So we have that on September 7th or something like that. But there's going to be a game before that. And the games that they have not put in the schedule yet is Miami and Florida State. Are they looking to put one of those two teams up at the front again and then go on the road again? Or are we going to do like a Rice or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see how they do that, considering everything that's happened this year.
Man, there's just, it's going to be a weird year that feels weird all year. And I'm telling you, this Arkansas game really does feel like an ultimate tipping point. You're either looking at 3 losses in 4 games or like trying to start digging out of this thing with a little momentum and a little mini winning streak. This seems like, it feels to me like Chris Ash's last stand. And I have a video on that coming out tomorrow morning. I'm not going to give it all now. But man, these are heavy times and more questions than answers. Hey, thanks for checking in and calling, man. You got to get to one of the tailgates one of these times.
Oh, 100%. My wife and I, our kids were bummed.
Bring the family, man.
We're going to make it happen.
It's so awesome. Like Phil brings his daughter and Rudy has her kids there. My daughter was there. Like, we love having the kids. They all have fun and we bring certain things, just goodie bags for the kids to play with. Like, it's a really cool thing to see those generations. So yeah, the whole family's invited, man. Thank you.
100%, John. Thank you very much. Love you guys and have a great day.
Have a good one. The Bears won. Yeah, I'm telling you what. The last time I saw a defense as bad as the Cowboys, it was the day before when Notre Dame played. Unbelievable. Just doo-doo, man. No pressure, no nothing. Open guys. It looked like I'm watching Notre Dame's defense. Like, I was watching that Bears Cowboys going, yeah, I know what this looks like. Like, I was just... It is... These are tough times, man. These are tough times. The USC, I don't even want to think about the USC offense right now. You have immediate fires you need to put out. You have immediate Rip Jules. Panic meter high this week. The ND defense will step up and crush Arkansas. Okay. I hope we see it. And I want to believe it. Will he be hard again? Personal question. Can't answer that. $5 holler. The wife and I were sad to miss Tailgate this year. I hope it went well. We'll be there next year. Absolutely. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we missed you guys. Mikey Poles, too. You're another one, man. We missed your presence. We missed your presence. All right. One promo here at the top of the hour. We're going back. I got 818-618, the first 2 coming up. So we'll be back in 1 minute. If you're like me, you've seen inflation eat away at your precious savings and watch the markets go unpredictably wild. This made me look into other ways to gain stable wealth over time. With that in mind, through the Always Irish community, I've been introduced to 7K Metals. 7K is helping everyday people like you and I gain access to real gold and silver, not stocks or paper promises, tangible assets. I've been able to consistently build a portfolio of gold and silver month after month without having to be an expert at all. You can simply sign up and start adding gold and silver to your portfolio every month, which is exactly what I do. I set it up, let it run, and have a little fun. It's about creating stable wealth through gold and silver. I believe in 7K so much, I decided to join as a full member. You get education, wholesale pricing that cannot be beat, easy purchasing and cash outs with the Sound Money wallet. So if you're ready to take control of your financial future, visit my personal website, alwaysirishgold.com, via the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. You trust me, I trust 7K. Why not join today? This is not a membership, it's a movement. It's so sad. You could hear the excitement in my voice. I recorded that right before like the season started, and you could hear how excited I was in my voice. It was so upbeat. Beezer 12 washing beer, $2 holler. Are the rumors true that Mickens called the second half? I have heard all sorts of rumors. Freeman took over the defense this week or whatever, and no singing. I'm not in the mood. No chain. We won the game. I can't wear the chain. I wore it for identification purposes at the tailgate, so people for the first time knew exactly who I was. I'm not in the chain kind of mood. You ain't playing good enough. You're not playing good enough. Yeah, you won the game. You're not playing good enough. I only wear the chain when I'm feeling it, and I ain't feeling it. And I reserve that right. I only wear the chain when I'm feeling it, and I'm not feeling it. I don't have that confidence right now. So the chain is sitting over here with these moldy Buckeyes. And I'll eat them when we beat Ohio State. I'll be a skeleton in my grave, and I'll have to dig them out and eat them. Son of a buck, it's bad on my blood pressure. I've heard all sorts of rumors. Oh, yeah, Ash has been demoted behind the scenes, and other guys are doing it. If you got that Buckeye hate in your heart, laid it out. You got, I'll still do that one. I'm in the mood for that one always. I've heard all these rumors. Oh, Freeman's running it, and they demoted Ash behind the scenes, and nobody knows. Oh, Mickens is doing more. They demoted him behind the scenes. Then I heard other people verify that no, in fact, Ash was still calling everything. I don't know what to believe, but all I'm saying is it is so not good enough, man. It is just so not good enough. If this blew up, Arkansas scores 56 points on Notre Dame and you lose or whatever, and Freeman needs to stop the bleeding, and you just say, Ash, this is not where you get up there and you just say, we need to do something different. We have a standard for the defense. This ain't it. You got to do something different. Then you just slide Mickens in there and say, hey, this is your a test run to see if you want to be the DC next year. I don't know. You just do that. I don't know. The second half, they looked better, called more pressures, looked like a different play card to me. I've heard rumors both ways. So I don't know. $8 holler from the wine and cheeser. Thank you for us, Tailgate, Johnny. Took a couple Jimmy John sandwiches, so here's $8. I was wondering why it was 8. That's an odd number. And you don't have to do that, you guys. Like, I want to give you guys food and drinks. Like, I'm inviting you, your guests. You guys are all so generous, man. We got the call-in line jar. People were putting money in there, and it just goes right to fuel the call-in lines to give you guys your voice. The dogs. They talk about the dogs. Man, I make a dumb face when I do the dogs. John Fisher, $20 hour. Need more man-to-man pressure, even on the back end of the secondary, more pressure. The irony is the numbers get a lot better when Notre Dame sends pressure on all of these quarterbacks we played. When you apply pressure, their numbers go down, and they're just resistant to doing it or whatever. They would just rather wait back there and just let bad things happen, I guess. It's like, well, I'm going back to the calls. It's like, well, if you apply pressure, then you could get exposed on the back end, and bad things could happen if you don't get home, if you bring pressure on, whatever. Bro, you're getting cooked no matter what. You don't bring pressure and you don't stop anyone. So, like, why, like, I am not an X's and O's guy. I am not Tim Ide with 3 decades of experience coaching and doing all this. I am not Mike Goolsby and Jared Clark playing on the field, understanding what this is like. I'm an idiot in my basement. When you don't bring pressure, we get cooked up and down the field 24/7, 365. So I don't understand the argument of like, I don't know, if you're bringing guys, then you're going to be exposed on the back end or whatever, bro. Yeah, you're getting cooked when you don't. When you just sit back, you're getting cooked. You don't stop nobody. You need to just let it rip and take your chances. At least that gives you a hope. When you don't bring, the numbers are clear, man. When we just sit there in that zone, the bone zone, whatever it is, you get worked, you get cooked. So just so frustrating. Rodney, thanks for coming to the tailgate, buddy. It was always good to see you.
Oh man, John, wonderful time. I just wanted to say hi, Martinez. It was great meeting you, buddy. And Connor and Tyler, 386, keep it in the mix.
Yep.
Those guys were great. Had an amazing conversation. Got there right in time to sign my name on the board. It was just a great time. I want to start with that, man. It's always just so much fun, and it's such a good vibe, man. It's just something that you really can feel good about, and I'm talking, genuinely good about. And so that was awesome, as always. Thank you. Thank you, John. And thank you to everybody that was there.
You know what, man?
Sorry I missed Pat. I'm sorry I missed Pat. I really wanted to talk to Pat.
Yeah,
so, Pat, I missed you.
I'm telling you, man, it is the best thing that we all could have done is be together. And I'm glad that we were able, I'm really glad we were able to do that. And what's cool is, Rodney, you were there from the kind of the beginning of all this. But the family expands and more people get to know more people, and then other people join, and it's got like this growing family feel to it. And everybody feels welcome. We've never had any trouble, any problems. Everyone is great. Everyone is awesome. And it was another successful tailgate. And so I'm glad with the turnout. I'm glad we did our part. But Rodney, you knew the feel was going to be a little anxious and muted, and that's what we got.
Yeah, I think the weather helped a little bit because it was so, I wasn't in the stadium, and I certainly didn't expect it to be a lot of great vibes, but I got to admit it was better than I thought it would be from what it felt like. I mean, there was a lot of, I don't know if it's because it's Purdue is in town, but I've been to Purdue tailgates before, and it just seemed like it was a lot more chaos in town getting there. And then when I got there, maybe the weather helped a little bit, but people seem like I think people were just like, whatever, what the hell, let's just tailgate and have fun. Okay. So I actually thought it was a little bit better than people said, but great seeing you guys, man, just as always. Okay. It's funny, John, I purposely, when I went home, I had the game on, I watched like the first half, and then when it got to the delay, I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to wait until tomorrow. I'm not going to put myself under any pressure. I want to see who wins, and then I rewatch the game with no stress.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And so, John, I'm going to say something negative, and then I'm going to actually fill a lot of optimism into the air that I'm thinking in my head right now.
All right. We need it.
First of all, I said it to Connor, Tyler, probably said it to you, Martinez. I said, guys, I got a feeling by the year's end, this offense is going to be like a juggernaut, like an absolute juggernaut. And I think the defense is going to be so much better and much closer to the one that we've seen the last few years and the one we see now. The problem is another loss is probably coming. I just feel that in my bones that another loss is coming.
Wait a second. Another loss as in singular, as in only one? I have a lot more.
Yeah, John, for some reason I don't see this.
I have dire concerns that if you play defense this way, you're looking at more than one.
Well, okay, and this is now where I get optimistic, okay, to some degree. Now, you're right. They can lose 2 or 3. They can lose 3 more, for God's sake, if things just fall apart. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. But I'm just going with what I feel, John, what I think is going to happen. I think this team drops 1 more, so our playoff hopes are probably done. But I will say this. But again, whatever. They can go on a run like last year, and then we're all happy at the end we get in the playoffs, and we can say that. Okay. But I watched this game, and I actually saw, again, it's Purdue. How much worse can you actually get at this point on defense? But I actually thought, I'm like, you know what? Taking the fan out of it, I would have been screaming and teed off and walking away from TV, but watching the 2 replays of those 2 passes basically made up almost all their yards, the 2 touchdowns Purdue had. You can't throw the ball any better than that. I don't know how the quarterback was able to make that throw twice in one game, let alone one. You can't catch the ball any better than that. I can't believe that happened more than once.
Rodney.
And you can't run a better route than that. And you can't play better coverage than that. And I'm like, holy mackerel, man, that is just. And I think those things are just happening when things are going bad.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I was gonna say, man, I did make in my little post game video I put out. I did say we are getting cooked. You are bad. However, in every one of these games, there has been absolutely 10 out of 10 amazing grabs being made against us. It's like when it rains bad, it pours bad, because each one of these games is at one of their receivers make an absolute one-handed, unbelievable catch right on us. It's like, bro, give me a break. Everybody's making plays on Notre Dame, and you get a highlight play, and you get a highlight play. I don't like it, Rodney.
John, how much better are we feeling right now if the ref throws a flag on that deep? John, I didn't see the play until a few days later. The play against A&M at the end, man. I'm like, I'm not going to go into it, but how much different do we feel if that flag gets thrown, which is one of the absolute worst no calls I've ever seen in college football, because whatever. I'm not
the answer,
that.
okay,
anyway,
the answer would be only a little bit, because your record would be better. You would be in contention. You would still be in the top 10 with 1 loss. You would feel better, no doubt. However, you would still know hell's coming to breakfast if you play defense that way moving forward. So, like, you're absolutely right. You would be in a way better position ranked in the top 10 with 1 loss, but you would still feel like you have problems. That's where I would be. Way, way better. No doubt way better, but you still would know you have problems.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But I'm just thinking how perspective changes some things here. And then you look at those 2 plays, like I said, that I just mentioned. And I don't know if you heard me at the end. Also, fantastic coverage. Like, you can't cover much better than that, other than, you got to make the play. You got to somehow stick your hand in the air where he doesn't catch it. But so, and then I'm watching, and I'm like, they're getting pressure now. They're getting pressure. I was like, something changed in the second half, because while the score doesn't look like it, I almost like this better, John, because if they had allowed, let's just say it was only 16 points because those 2 throws weren't made, or whatever, then you might have a more false feeling about yourself. But I actually did see tangible improvement. I actually did, because if you take again, you can't take the 2 plays away. I get it. But if you take the 2 plays away, if you take the play away against Miami, is an amazing. I'm just saying it isn't quite as bad. The record says what it says, but I'm like, and I do wonder if something was changed in the second half. And here's my thing, John, and I got a lot more thoughts. I'll let you go on to the next caller and just kind of encapsulate it this way. I do see a path where this team starts to get really good. And did Leonard Moore play, by the way?
He's in. And here's the other question. No, forget Leonard Moore. Is Hobbs totally benched? He got no snaps.
Yeah, right.
Like whatever
right.
with Moore. But that's where my mind goes. Is Hobbs went from all the time out there to, am I dreaming, or did Hobbs have no snaps? I'm all out of it because I was in town. I think he had no snaps. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, and so here's the thing, John. So we're expecting, I'm just saying, think of it this way. The team, because I know Moore was banged up, so I don't know if he played or not. I don't remember seeing his name.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not dreaming. Hobbs did have 0 snaps. I thought I had that in my mind. And Moore's beat up and didn't suit up too.
So what I'm saying is he's not even there. Oh yeah, the defense did improve from what I saw Forget the points, forget the sensational throws, catches, routes run, and coverage that didn't work somehow. I'm just saying there was absolute improvement, especially if Leonard Moore was not on the field. So I'm trying to look at it from, let's look at it for what it is. Take the Irish anger that we have that the season's going the way it is out of it. I think Ash should be up in the booth, John. I think that's, again, they know more than we do what needs to happen, but that face you got to go look at in the sideline. I think it has a psychological effect. And I'm wondering if the answer isn't putting him, if you're not going to fire him and you think that's a bad look and maybe it ruins whatever, the vibe or whatever, then do you put him up in the booth So you get him away from the sideline rather than have to feel the pressure of like being there and everybody looking at him. And then the players don't have to see him. You know what I mean? Maybe that is a little, sometimes these little changes. I know. Yeah, right. But sometimes that was funny. Sometimes these little changes can make a big difference. So I'll leave you with that, man. But I'm wondering, is that maybe the answer? Putting him up in the booth?
Hey, Chris, no one wants to see your mug, bro. You're up in the booth. Sorry. Like, I love it, Rodney. Hey, as always, thanks for making the effort to get to the tailgate, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can make it to the USC one too.
Right on, man. Have a good one, John. Thank you again for everything.
Have a good one.
And your family.
Always good to see you, Rodney. Sorry I cut you there. Brian Cribbs. At this point, just commit a PI penalty to avoid the big plays. Here's the problem, Brian. Here's the problem. Half the time when these passes are completed against Notre Dame, there's not even a Notre Dame defender close enough to commit a pass interference. Like, that's the problem, bro. Half the time, there isn't even a Notre Dame guy close enough to grab somebody and commit the penalty. Good. Hey, Canes for life. That's another good win, man. You ended up bowing up at the end and doing what you need to grind out the end of that game. That's how you win those tough battles against, a rivalry team. That's another good win. Check it off the list and move on. It's a good win by you guys. Really good win. 618 and then 567 coming up. I think 567's Crying Belly, I believe. I wanted to go, Justin Sniper. I wanted to go, wish you had more tailgates, Johnny. I'm telling you, I could never be one of these people that tailgates for every game. Like, there's a lot of people in this North lot that tailgate for every single home game and whatever. I could never do it in a million years. I like doing it once a year, like for my group, or that's enough. Just, it's stressful to me, man. Parking, traffic, your passes, making sure you have everything you need, packing up everything for a big tailgate. You got to leave the house at 4 or 5 in the morning if you don't have a place to stay, and it's a long day, and you're all worried about getting in there and having everything line up with all your and then there's people everywhere, there's traffic everywhere. And then you miss all the other games going on because you're there all day. You miss all the other games. The tailgating life really isn't for me. It's just too many things that I don't like all in a row. I'm more than willing to do it for our group to do for one game. And then blue and gold doesn't count because there's no pressure on that. Like, plenty of room to park everywhere. You don't need passes, not 100,000 people, whatever. I'm telling you, I am not one of these people that could tailgate for every home game. That is not in my DNA. It's just, I would never want to do it. Doesn't even sound fun to me. How did the little one, Andrew? Kent, thanks for asking, buddy. And maybe you'll see the footage of this. I haven't looked it up on the GoPro yet. It did feel extra special to me to have my 5-year-old daughter at her first game. She has been on campus before. She's been on the field before with some of my connections, getting on the field so she can run around. We can take pictures. She's been in the locker room. She's been on the field. And it was great. It did feel different having my daughter there. It really did feel different. And I liked it. And when I do my little talk, I hop on the back of Adam's huge pickup and I do my little talk. And at the end of it, I gave her the mic and she did the Go Irish and she had fun. She likes the microphone. I'm telling you, it's a bad precedent here, but she likes the mic. And I did hand it off to her to do her little cute Go Irish at the end of my announcement. Everybody cheered or whatever. So that was good. She did have a little injury. She did flip off the back of an SUV. But other than that, we're good. At one point, I was busy running my mouth and dealing with everything. I didn't even notice this happen. But apparently, all the kids were in an SUV getting air conditioning or sitting out of the sun or whatever. Somehow or another, she flipped out and got messed up, falling out of the back of the SUV or whatever. Anyways, whatever, man. She's okay. She got a couple Band-Aids on her leg, but she's all right. I don't know who was supposed to be watching her, but it wasn't me. She had her cheerleading outfit on. It was cute. So Sly, I don't know what happened, but she took a wipeout, man. So I don't know, but she's okay. She's gonna be just fine. 618, what's going on? 567 coming up next. What's up?
Man, the offense looked decent this year, man, and the defense took 10 steps back, man.
It is it's tough. What do you do, man? How do you fix this in the short term? Do you just send pressure? Like, what do you do? Send pressure and just hope for the best? Because if you don't, you're cooked. What do you do?
Yeah, I think you send as much pressure as you can, man. I don't know, man. I mean, let's see where it goes, man. If it get any worse, man, you got to let him go in the season, man, because, dude, it's the reason why he's not a defensive – I'm looking now. It's the reason why he's not a defensive coordinator at anywhere but Notre Dame.
Yeah, it is, man. It is just it is so frustrating. Because you can't let one guy bring down everything this program's built up. And it really feels like that. It feels like one sideways hire is tanking everything that's been building, and it's very hard to live through.
I mean, I don't know why you didn't go with Mickens as the defensive coordinator anyway, man. If you know, I'm not saying that some small-time program can offer him and then he leave, but I think if a bigger program, like in the Power 4 conference, it don't matter what program it is, as long as they're in the Power 4 conference, I think Mickens is gone, man. And then you lose all that recruiting at the defensive back, man.
Yeah, it's man, it's really frustrating. And then what do you think of this Arkansas matchup? Like Purdue's Purdue, you knew they had talent, talent liabilities or whatever. Arkansas can put up some points and yards. Have you even thought about that yet? Like, how's that going to go?
I haven't thought about it, man. I mean,
good for you.
Yeah,
good for you. It's only Monday. You don't need to be stressing out all week.
But I did tell you, man, I tell you, John, I said, man, after the Miami loss, I said, man, dude, A&M quarterback is going to get worse,
Yeah.
It only can get worse. I mean, it can get better, but, man, it had to get worse before it get better, man. And this dude is just, oh, my God, man. Man, this dude is like toy. It's like he had a plan coming into Notre Dame. Like him and Urban Meyer had a plan. Hey, get me hired, Urban, and we'll tear Notre Dame apart ourselves. I'll tear it within. And, man, that's exactly what's going on, John.
Yeah,
He's turn everything we built,
and
man.
The other
and
thing
is,
is,
have to make the decision.
The other thing is, I think everybody would maybe understand a little bit of defensive regression when Al Golden and all that talent left the team. You lost your good DC and a lot of the pillars of the talent that made last year's defense cook. I think everybody would be understanding to a little bit of regression while the new personalities get in place, but you literally can't go from like first to worst. Like it's just, there's a bigger picture problem here. There's a disconnect. There's a clear disconnect.
What was he good for? What did he always coach? He always coached the defensive backs. It's like you're trying to tear apart what Mickens is doing, man. Like, dude, this is how I feel about it, man. Dude, if you give up over 250 yards passing against Arkansas, man, you can walk home.
Yeah, man, it's going to be it's tough. And I'm telling you, why waste time running the football? I know Andrew Gilmore was in the chat saying they're not going to waste, like, why waste time running the football when you could throw it all over Notre Dame? And I would only run it with that quarterback. I think that guy's like 6'6", big strides. I'd run it with him. Other than that, I'm dropping back and throwing the ball all over. See if Notre Dame could stop it.
Man, we're going to have to figure out some way to get some pressure from the front four, man. I mean, dude, he just came in. I don't know what to say about this defense this year, man. And then Leonard Moore not playing. The freshmen didn't play too bad, but, man, anybody could just throw it all over the place against Notre Dame right now, man. If you want to beat Notre Dame, just throw the ball.
Yeah, it's really, really frustrating. What do you feel? Let's before we let you go, let's do a little positivity. I do like some of the things I'm seeing offensively for Notre Dame. Don't you agree? It looks like they're coming along.
Yeah.
I think that part is getting better.
This is the best Notre Dame offense I've seen since probably the Charlie Weiss era.
Yeah, it's clear that they're coming along there. And it's just, but what's frustrating is you feel like you're kind of wasting it. You have those two really, really good backs that are doing good things. But it just feels like anything good on offense is going to get canceled out by the defense. So I don't know.
And you're exactly right, man. And like we could put up 50 and the defense give up 51.
Yeah. Well, man, it really is tough. And it makes you every game you're on edge now. You can't really have any built-in confidence because you're just always worried the bottom's going to fall out of that defense. So I don't know, man. Arkansas is going to be a test because that offense they can move the ball on you.
Yeah, I know that, but I think we got one more loss in us, man. One more loss, and I think that's the USC loss.
Oh man.
And I hate to see the USC loss, man.
Oh boy. Yeah, that one I got to worry about one thing at a time, 1 week at a time before I get into that. And so yeah, you got to figure out some answers defensively. There's no doubt about it.
Right. I think we wind up, man. I think we wind up going 9-3, man. And we go 9-3. Chris Ash got to go in, man. I understand that Freeman got us to a national championship last year, but man, he got to be on the hot seat next year because you're making some of the most stupidest hires I ever seen in my life, man. When you had your defensive coordinator, you know, he set up and he learned everything from Al Golden. Why go away from that? And then Ash is with all these different multiple coverages. Like, you know, one man and man coverage and the other one's in zone, man. No, man, we can't go with that, man.
Yeah,
that's not Notre Dame football, man.
Yeah, it's tough, and Freeman's got to figure a way out of this. His reputation and career's on the line. You got to figure your way out of it. Hey, man, thanks for calling on a Monday. Appreciate it. You got to try and get to a tailgate one of these years.
Oh yeah, man. Next year, most likely I will.
I appreciate it, man.
And hey, probably even the SE, man.
There you go. I'll be there. We're going to have a good tailgate, man. Catered Portillo's, full bar, a DJ. That's going to be a happening event, even if we give up 100 points. Be there, be square. I'll see you. Have a good Monday, buddy. See ya.
All right.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Here's the other thing. Yeah, this is true. What if CJ has a bad game? I brought that up before. Phil, come on, bro. I love you, Phil. Never change. Never change. What if CJ has a bad game? I mentioned this before. You already have your defensive woes and concerns. You cannot afford Carr to have one of those, you know, freshman game, rookie moment games where like everything's off. He's rattled. It's just he's off and he's making mistakes, few turnovers. You're going to get killed. You don't have any margin to play with here. When the defense is doing what it's doing, you have no margin at all. It's just, he just literally cannot afford to have a bad game and give up a couple possessions. You're going to lose. I'm sorry. You just can't do it. You can't do it, man. It is, these are tough times, bro. I'm calling it 9-3. I'm telling you right now, from where I sit right now, 9-3 would be a miracle. If you're playing this level of defense and you only lose one more game, it would be a miracle. I'm serious. You could take no game for granted, bro. 9-3 would be a miracle with how the defense is playing right now. So whatever. That's what I think. 5, 6, 7. What's going on? Is this crying belly or what?
Yeah, this is crying belly. How about them tight windows, John?
Yeah.
Dude.
The only place that has tight windows is at the window store, bro, where they do the installation over at your house. But it really does hurt, dude. It's like we're all in August. We're all worried about the quarterback, and the reports are, oh man, they're both throwing interceptions. And then it's like, well, don't worry though. There's nowhere to throw, and our defense is everywhere, and they're long and they're athletic. They're long, they're strong. Yeah. They like to get the friction on everywhere. Oh, what happened to that?
Yeah, it really makes you think what happened between then and now. Like what
what was the miscalculation that was going on? I mean, there was talks about there was one practice done at a local high school field where the offense couldn't even get a first down. And it's so weird.
So
It's so
do
befuddling. What is going on?
Do you think that they entered the Miami game feeling confident about the defense and the pass defense and the secondary specifically, and then they were genuinely shocked by what they saw? Or do you think that behind the scenes there was some anxiety? I'm wondering if they were totally blindsided by this, or if there were signs and they just hoped it wouldn't come to fruition. Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah. I think they were shocked. I don't think they understood what was going on. And if it's true that a lot of things started to happen during like actual game prep that changed from what they had been running in the spring and early fall camp, then I guess that makes sense. It seems like Ash is just always panicking, man. He's just on the sideline, like making that weird face. You know what I mean? Like, and then he's like,
dude,
he's got the sound box doesn't work, and people are trying to fix it, and he's smashing iPads. And
bro, I know that that's like a weak thing to like say, but it really does disturb me when they show him looking all confused and panicked, and you have these BBG flashbacks, and like, you know, the guy is searching for answers and doesn't have any. Like, even with Golden, if they were struggling or something bad happened, he had this face of like confidence and nothing got to him, and his demeanor really never changed. This guy is all panic all the time, and it doesn't help me at all.
Oh yeah, he just constantly looks lost. And I guess what makes me, I'm very interested. We are sort of, there's a fork in the road right here, and it's going to tell us something about Marcus Freeman. Like, good coaches will make bad hires, but the question is the difference between the Nick Saban and a coach that is mid or a failure is, what do they do when they start to see that the hire was bad? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Freeman has to make a decision here, and it's clear to me he's unhappy. It's clear to me, even his demeanor on the sideline and in the press conference. So what is he going to do about it? That's what he's got to fix it now. And it's going to tell us a lot about him based on what his next steps are, and if he can shore this thing up in the future games.
You're right.
So
you're right, because you can't.
It's so concerning
because I kind of think Arkansas really is the last stand, because if you lose 3 out of 4, your season's done and you're spiraling to some really, really bad. I really do think it might be the last stand, but it's like, do you stay with it and then this all gets worse and you spiral even more and it affects recruiting, and then you lose 4, 5, 6 games, like it just gets worse? So then, and then the other question is, then what do you do after the year? Do you fire the guy, or are you like, don't worry, year two, it'll all kick in? No one wants to see year 2 of this. Or if you bomb against Arkansas, give up 900 yards of offense, does Freeman get up there and go, we have standards, we're not meeting them, we need to do something different, and it's on me to figure it out? And then people will be upset, but at least you're trying to put out the fire, not just let it burn the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, there has to be some passing of the torch behind the scenes going on here. Like, they supposedly, the same thing that was done with Jared Parker through 2023, you just sort of hand the responsibilities back over to the staff and they can work as a collective. One thing that I'm curious about is why aren't we talking about how bad of a job Al Washington has done so far? I mean, it seems like the defensive line has just, ever since 2022, we had such high hopes for that defensive line. I mean, think about the Foskey was coming back. We had the Adam Yolas coming back. We had a lot of returning production coming back for a defensive line that was actually pretty good in 2021 under Elston, and they sucked. And then 2023, I can't even remember what. That was the Howard Cross and Riley Mills show. And then 24, that was the Howard Cross and Riley Mills show. And then here we are in 25, and they still just don't have much production. I don't know what's going on with the defensive line, man.
It is. I'm glad you brought that up, because you want to talk about, the secondary and the pass defense or whatever. Well, not getting pressure just with your regular defensive front is a part of that equation too. And I think everybody in Notre Dame land expected a little more effectiveness and efficiency from the defensive front, and you just haven't seen it. And it's all just frustrating, man. It's just all real frustrating. And I don't know, Arkansas, man, they can put up yards and points. So I don't know what Freeman does if this goes bad, or maybe you win another shootout. It buys you another week, or maybe they figure something out, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
Yeah. Well, it might surprise people given my trolling history and stuff, but
which is quite extensive, by the way. It is quite extensive in that regard.
It's quite extensive. And I remain an eternal optimist in this type of situation. I do think it's going to be shored up. And 10-2, you do still have a shot at the playoffs. I'm just frustrated right now because, I mean, this offense is really humming, but it's sort of standing on two wobbly legs because you have an inexperienced quarterback running it, and he's just due for a bad game. And what happens when he has a bad game? You know, everybody brought that up.
Yeah.
But it's such a Notre Dame thing. Like, how often have we complained? The great tragedy. How often have we complained about the offense sucks? Oh my gosh! But like, this defense is always going to keep them in it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it feels like it's reversed,
it's the Notre Dame.
Like,
it's
as soon
Notre
as the
Dame
offense
thing of
is good.
all time. It is the Notre Dame. It is the
terrible,
most predictable. Is it not one of the most predictable Notre Dame things of all time? That right when you kind of start to get an offense that could test you down the field a little bit and do more, then you end up with the defense that can't stop nobody. It is the most Notre Dame-iest thing of our life. I don't know how old you are, but at 40, most of these Notre Dame teams have one part that's good enough and the other part weighs them down, and they never marry at the same time to all be peaking. Never.
Yeah, it hurts, man. But hey, Marcus Freeman in 2021, I will say this, his 1 year as the DC, it was pretty bad the first few games. And then it was something like the last 6 games, they didn't even let a touchdown happen. So he is able to improve things throughout the season. He's a slow starter. That's just how he is. Let's hope he takes the reins on this thing and he's able to gel this staff that has a lot of continuity and is able to just, sort of get Chris Ash out of the picture here. I can't stand to look at that dude's face anymore. It's terrible thing to say. But like, dude, he's got that weird, he's got this weird, little scowl thing he's going on. And then he's sweating through his shirt. You can see the ND underneath. It's sweater. I'm like,
the whole thing is
a mess. It's a hot mess.
The whole thing is nightmare fuel. You know what? I'll end this call with this. You know what my daughter likes to do for fun this time of year? She likes to go to the Spirit Halloween store and look at the animatronics, how they where you step on it and then the ghost pops up, or the scarecrow jumps up when you press the thing with your foot. They need to have a Chris Ash one of those where it's just him looking like himself and you just press it and he jumps out and he just scares everybody in the neighborhood.
15 from the goal line.
Oh my God, I hate this. Hey, all right. I appreciate you calling, bro. I got to tell you, it is hilarious. You are top of the list of people whose calls don't match their online persona, and I appreciate it. You and Mark with glasses are two that your online thing is one thing, and then I meet you or talk to you and it's different. I love it, man. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Nice talking to you, dude.
Have a good one, buddy. How much time you got, buddy? All right, I got to get out of here. I don't know what happened. We were a little lower on the call waiting in the first hour. Now, of course, 10 more people want to jump in, and I got to get going. I am behind in everything I need to do. I got articles to write, videos to do, trying to lock down a big-time interview coming up sometime this week with a big Notre Dame person you all like, trying to figure out that. So I don't know, man. I got a lot of stuff. I got to figure out. Thank you guys for all the kind words about Tailgate. I appreciate everybody being involved. It is not Chris Ash. He will not be joining the show, Jay Carr. I appreciate everybody for just being at the tailgate, supporting the tailgate, everything. And then moving on, we're going to get to Arkansas Focus. So we'll see you guys on Raw tonight. Promo code Irish. Let's get after. We'll see you on Raw, me and Goolsby. Thank you, guys.